Hey there, beautiful people. As layoffs are lingering on, I want you guys to understand that this is happening to people in all sectors, especially since 2025 started. And I want you to look at this a little bit differently. It's not, yes, something is ending or maybe ending, but you can also look at this as a new beginning. All right, so stay tuned. Hey there, be aware that sometimes we think, oh my goodness, we gotta figure out how to do this and try that and things of that nature. But sometimes, you know, layoffs may actually present some new opportunities, and I want us to look. I want us to delve into what those opportunities can be. So let's get started. All right, let's see here. All righty. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Let's jump right in. All right, let's see. Make sure we get the technicalities out of the way. All right, let's see. Now, okay. See this as a new beginning. All right, so of course, the question becomes: you feel like the rug has been pulled out from under you because layoffs are never come they come at the most inopportune times, folks. Remember that always. Layoffs is not the most convenient thing to happen to anybody. All right. So, first question: you feel like the rug has been pulled from under you, and you're wondering what now? Where do I go from here? Or could this be an actual setup for a new economic life? Let's see. Guys, we have to talk about the mindset shift that needs to take place. Okay. Instead of looking at this as a disappointment, as a setback, but start looking at it as the beginning of a new chapter of your economic life, of your career, of your business life, because this may be the beginning of a possible new business. But of course, guys, you guys are human, right? I went through layoffs. I was hurt by it. Let's be honest. We're not robots. We're human beings. It's understandable that this is going to hurt. This stuff hurts. Getting laid off can feel like rejection, shock, and anger, denial, sadness. But eventually we get to accepting that there's nothing we can really do about this. The only thing we can do is learn from it and grow from it. All right. That's really what this is about. It's time for us to start reframing this though. You didn't get fired because you didn't have value. Layoffs is more about the bottom line more so than it is about your value in the marketplace, what you have to offer. So many people stay stuck in jobs that drain them until something forces them to change, like a layoff. Let's reframe it. What if it's not? Look at it as not a rejection, but redirection, redirecting you to where you actually belong in your industry or in your career space. Or maybe this is also the opportunity for you to redirect your economic development by starting a business. Now is a good time to look at this as an opportunity to do some self work, some self discovery. Ask yourself, what is it that I love or hate about my last role? These are things. Come on, guys. I need you to write that down. Okay. What is it that I loved? Right? Start writing. Grab that notebook. It's going to be very helpful in this. What did I love or hate about my last role? What values are non-negotiable for me now? All right. What are my strengths that I have been underusing, and that I want to lean into now? These are some of the questions you can ask yourself to help you clarify where you are right now mentally, where you want to go, and want to make sure that in all of it, that you come out on the other side in a better place financially and mentally. Okay, what are some of the action steps that you can take? What are your next action steps now that you know that, okay, you have a layoff, you may be dealing with severance. I've actually done videos on severance on how to work your way through those pieces of things. What can you do right now to help your economic situation? Do you need to take on something part-time, something temporary, do some independent contract work, do some freelance work? Outside of those actions, you got to list your non-negotiables for your next job or career or business path. What are the things that you're not going? These are the things. If I don't get this, I'm not taking this opportunity. What are those things? You got to write those down. Identify your top transferable skills and think about where those skills could serve in new places, in a new career path, or in a new business. The transferable skills that you have, are they more useful in this industry versus the current industry you're in? The only person that can determine that is you, because your top transferable 5 transferable skills are going to be uniquely suited to you and your career. And don't worry, I've got you covered. There are resources to help you through this layoff and restructuring process, okay? We're not just here just to say, well, do this and do that. But I do have my first resource where you can join my Overcoming Layoff workshop, where I have resources, guides, ways to build your income, ways to transition from being a career to starting from your career to transitioning into business for yourself or freelancing, or maybe switching, your industry altogether. All of that is in the Overcoming Layoff workshop, and you can find that and sign up for the workshop at MentorShelly.com/layoffs. I'm consistently and still adding more materials to help you restructure your income, rebrand your skills, using the transferable skills in whatever way you choose to level up economically. You can go to MentorShelly.com/layoffs to access that class. It's very extensive. And of course, if you want a little bit more one-on-one work or help, let's work together. You can schedule your layoff career strategy session with me. You can go to calendly.com/MentorShelly3 and choose the layoff/career strategy session, where we will put a more concrete plan together with the specific tools you'll need for what direction you plan on taking after this layoff takes place. Why is this so important? I have 2 ways that we can work together to help you through this layoff. Why is it so important? Because people that have, my previous clients that have worked with me, or my professional experiences, has definitely been helpful in this regard. Let me just share a quick story. One of my organizational leadership trainers was laid off about 15 years ago in the corporate HR space. She felt like everything was over. Her confidence was tanked, and she was sharing, her story about really considering if she wanted to continue in HR or not. But after some mindset work, she took a good maybe 6 months or so and did some self-assessment, like I'm encouraging you guys to do now, and networking with friends and associates online and off. She realized she was tired of the 9-to-5 grind. She didn't want the structure of a 9-to-5, but she took a 6 months break, and now she's actually running her own HR and leadership consulting business, which is how I met her. And just like I do, she runs an HR consulting business and I run one as well. And she made more in her first quarter of being in business for herself with seminars than she ever did with her old job. So a layoff can definitely work in your favor, especially if you go the business owner route, if planned and executed fiercely and strategically. And of course, one of my recent clients, May, she used her skills from the educational sector and project management and freelancing skills to pivot from a job she was laid off from into a venture capitalist firm, increasing her salary more than 30% than she had had in the last 2 years being in another teaching position. Guys, this isn't magic. It is clarity and intention with consistent action. I want to make sure you guys know you can work with me. You can either join the workshop, which is at mentorshelly.com/layoff, where we can work together to overcome the layoff that you're experiencing right now. Or you can work with me one-on-one, and you've heard some of the success stories of some of the clients that I've already worked with because they've increased their salaries. And in my professional interactions, the changes that they made after layoff was more successful as long as it's done with strategy and intention. Of course, guys, if you have a layoff story that you'd like to share in the comments, or you have direct, regular questions for me, you can go to mentorshelly.com/contact, where you can leave me a voicemail or an email message. And I'm more than happy to return your voicemail or email within 24 hours, guys. At the end of the day, I want to make sure you have what you need to become a better professional, especially during a layoff. And I want you to have the tools to be successful on the other side of that. All right, guys, this is MentorShelly, wanting to make sure you become a better version of yourself professionally, having the right mindset shift once you've been laid off so you can transition to the most desired economic stance. All right, guys, take care and you have a good one.